folks, thanks for tuning in. It was a really busy day here yesterday on the regenerative apartment farm because we had to get the prep ready for the chicks coming tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday was 3 days before, so we started to ferment the seed. We've got the brooder all ready, and I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to tell you about the seed and what that fermenting really does and why. Not only is it important, but really cost effective. And yes, Walter, what is it you'd like to say to YouTubies? You want to say something to YouTubies? Now, tell them why you're on a pillow, Walter. Yeah, tell them why. Because you go everywhere on a pillow, don't you? You don't like my hands. You don't like anybody's hands. No, you got a thing about hands. So Walter gets the joy of riding on a pillow wherever he goes. He's kind of like a little glass slipper, that's what I call him. Aren't you? Yeah, pretty bird. Are you a pretty bird? Yeah, you are. You're a good boy too. Okay, say hi to YouTubies. There you go. Thanks, Walter. Okay, off you go. Okay, so where were we? All right, we got the brooder ready. We got the water in the seeds and they're fermenting. So I'm just going to talk to you about the water in the seeds and what it really means, okay, folks? When you put water in the seed, what it's doing, it's releasing the starches, which is creating sugar. Now, we all know what sugar does. Yeah, gives us a little bit of a rush, but it's also healthier for the chickens because it'll keep the Cornish crosses moving more because they're notorious for just wanting to eat and lay. Well, not literally lay. They don't lay. These are meat birds. They want to eat and rest, eat and rest. They don't really fly and they don't walk around a lot. But that's why when we put them on grass, they will walk around on the grass because they're digging and they're looking for grubs under the ground. They're eating that healthy grass that the sun has put tons of nutrients in, which is so good for them. And in turn good for us because what they eat, we eat. And it's a win-win all the way around. But with the fermenting of the seeds, it releases the starch and sugar. And that helps the birds digest the food better. Because what farmers have noticed from the research I've done is that when they feed them the dry seed, their chickens seem to drink a ton of water. And why? Because the water is helping them to digest the food. Where if we start the digestive process for them 3 days ahead before they eat it, well, guess what? It's easier on their stomach. They get all the nutrients they want. You cut way down on water for your birds. And it also helps their immune systems because they get the proper nutrients out of the food. So, don't want to cough these days. Now this craziness. So they get all the nutrients out of the food into their stomach. And another thing, it cuts back on the manure too. Because the food, when they take it in dry, a lot of the times the way that food goes in is the same way that food comes out. So, when we start that breakdown process for them and we give them the food wet after 3 days, it's going to be like a cream of wheat porridge look and feel to it, and it should be bubbling a little bit because it's 3 days fermenting. But when they take that in, they hold more of it in their system so that they don't just take it in, let it out, take it in, let it out. We don't want that. We want it to sit in their stomach. We want them to enjoy the nutrients. And that's one of the main things about helping them with watering their seed for 3 days before you feed it to them. And now the cost factor. Justin Rhodes figured it out when he took a group of chickens and fed them only dry feed. He took another group of chickens and fed them only wet feed. What he found after looking at both groups was that he saved 25% on feed for the ones that were eating it with water. Folks, when you got a lot of chickens, that's huge. And even when you don't, even though I've only got 5 chickens, hey, 25 cents is 25 cents today. Speaking of that, there's another thing I want to mention. I have a son. Now, my son, he lives in a condo in a big city, doesn't have a farm, doesn't know anything about chickens as far as I know, not from the conversations I've had with him, that he wouldn't know how to raise them. But one of the reasons I am doing these videos, not only to help you, but to help my family. Because with the way things are going today, we don't know where the future's going. And if I'm able to leave these videos for my son so that he could look back and go, What did Mom say about those chickens? How do I do that, Mom? Mom, what did you say about gardening, Mom? How do I do that, Mom? Well, in my heart, I know that he can learn from his mom, just like I've learned so much from him. But you never stop teaching your children, I don't care how old they get. So not only am I offering this to you folks, but this is also for my son. Because like I said, we don't know where things are going to go. And I want not only you, but him to be able to fend for himself, if need be, in the coming years. I don't know. But if I put the information out there, he's going to have it. That's what matters to me. Because I left my son an education about farming, about being able to feed himself. So I think that's a really worthwhile reason to do a YouTube video. And you know what, folks? I encourage you, if there's something you want to teach your children, and even though they don't seem interested and they're going, oh yeah, okay, whatever, Mom, you never know where the future's going, okay? So if you want to teach those children something, do a YouTube video. I encourage you. Give them your love through a video. By me doing this, I'm offering my son love by teaching him that he will be able to sustain himself if need be were to come. I just wanted to put that out there for my son, just so he knows. Not only for the YouTubies am I doing this, but I'm doing this for my boy too. We really, you know folks, we really don't know where we're going to end up after this experience that we're all going through. I know people are learning a lot from it. I know some people are really struggling through it. Some people are becoming the most imaginative they've ever become. And we don't know how much more imagination we're going to need, where this is going to take us. So if we've got an opportunity to be prepared and we have some knowledge to share to help others prepare, put it out there. It's worth it. Put it out there. Okay, folks, so now what I want to do, I want to show you the brooder, and we're going to talk about that and everything that's in there, why it's there, and what it's going to be doing. Okay, folks, here's the brooder. Now this is the piece I was given, the big tote box. Now I've tied the corner over there with a twist tie like this, so I'm able to open it here to take their food dish here. See, it's cut in half because it was too long to go in there. So, which is good because when I take this one out daily, I'll just put the other one back in and I'll keep exchanging them back and forth. And that's where we're going to put the wet food. And of course, we all remember my waterer. It was rolling down the road. There it is. Now I'm just going to get some little pebbles from outside to put in there. I mean, I don't think the chickens can fall in there and drown, but I've heard that these lips, if they're too big down here, and there's too much of an opening for the little chicks to get their head in, they can actually fall forward and drown. So people always advise for chicks to put some rocks in there, some little rocks, so that they can't get in there. So just to be on the safe side, I am going to go out and get some little rocks and put them in there for tomorrow. When they get here, you'll notice over here, there seems to be a tube here. Yeah, you'll see here that there's a tube there, and that tube is pretty sturdy. The reason it's there is I've got it covering up the wire, because I don't know if they're going to be chewers, and I don't want them chewing the wires. What I like about this brooder being in my office like this is that the sunshine comes in here in the day. So these little chicks are going to get some sunshine. I don't know if they usually get it in a barn. I don't know, but they are going to get a little bit. So that'll be fun for them. Get out in the sun before they're even out in the sun. Yeah, I tested the heat from the EcoGlow brooder yesterday, and I did get it up to 81 degrees just on the inside of it. Now, I'm not sure exactly how tall the little chicks are going to be, so when they get here, I'll adjust the legs because that moves up and down. And I've got the whole bottom covered with the sawdust that I got from that gentleman out of his field. I made sure it's been all dried properly. Got a big storage room downstairs in the basement, so I dumped it all out down there and I dried it all out nice. So it's nice and dry, nice and clean looking too, and it smells so good. Yeah, I really like the smell of it. Now, I measured this brooder too, folks, and it's actually 29 inches long and 19 inches wide. So there's a lot of room in there for 5 little chicks. I don't know if I'd want to put more than that in there, but for 5, I can't see this being too small. I think this is going to be just great. I really do, folks. I think this will be perfect. And like I said, I can open it up here, add more shavings, take shavings out, clean it, and put it back. And when I do, I'm just going to tie it up. Yeah, I'm just going to tie it up there, keep it nice and snug. They're not going to get out. They wouldn't anyway. I mean, it's deep enough they couldn't get out of that. And I kept the tablecloth underneath it because when I clean it, I'm sure, you know, the shavings are going to come out And if they do, I just pick up the tablecloth and go and dump it. It's that easy. So now I'll have Walter in here in my office with them. We're going to see how that's going to work, but we'll see. And I also have this light that I was given. I'm very thankful for it. And this light, I'm going to get a 40-watt bulb because I don't need it for heat. But I do have a 100-watt backup bulb just in case something did go wrong with the EcoGlow and it wasn't keeping them warm. I do have a 100-watt bulb if needed. But we're just going to put a 40-watt bulb in there for them. And I've got two pieces of wood coming today that are going to go across here. And I'm going to set that on top of the wood. Now, it's not going to get hot. It's only a 40-watt bulb going in there, so that'll be fine. And that's just to give them more light. Yeah, because they say not to keep them in the dark for the first little while. So a 40-watt bulb would be enough because we don't want to blind the little fellers. But it's always good to have on hand just in case something did happen to the brood warmer, because if that warmer in there, something went wrong, I do have a 100-watt bulb that I could use in a pinch before I got another, 275, because that's what a lot of people use is a 275 bulb. So, okay, that's the brooder. It's all ready to go. Now, let's go in the kitchen because I want to show you the seed, okay? We'll start there and I'll show you how to ferment it and how it's going. Okay, folks, so here we have the seed that I've got for them. Now, I really think this is going to be too much for 5 chicks, but better too much than not enough for the first, okay? And what I'm doing, I take 1 full container. Now, what we're going to do is half it into each bowl, okay? Try and make it even. Okay, then we're going to fill it with water. Fill each one with water. Now, this is day 2 for this one, so this one will be ready on Wednesday because I already started one yesterday, and I'll show you that. I'm going to fill that up with water. Fill this up with water. Okay, here we go. Extra seed. Just put it back in the container. I'm putting them in this container here. That way, if it bubbled over, I don't think it will. Don't know exactly what's going to happen. I just know I'm putting them in that container there. What I did do, I'll show you the other ones. These are the other ones. These are the ones I started yesterday. Okay, let me move them forward. That's just putting the water in. These are the ones from yesterday, okay? And you can see they look different. They're thicker, not so watery looking. And the reason for the popsicle sticks, I don't want this cover to go right on top, so the popsicle sticks are just holding it up so that the air is getting at them. I don't want them totally covered. I've never seen the other ones cover them. So just, I don't know what would happen if it covered. I've never fermented anything. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. So I don't want to cover them. I want air to get to them. But like I said, these ones I started, these ones are the ones I started yesterday right here. So these ones are going to feed the babies tomorrow. Well, I can't see 5 birds eating all that food in one day. I mean 24 hours, because that'll be 24 hours, and then I'll replace it with the next day's food. So I'm pretty sure I'm way overfeeding these boys, okay? But like I said, better to be safe than sorry. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just keeping the sticks there to keep this up. Now I've got a shelf. I'm just putting them on a shelf. So this is day 1. Now this will be day 2. This one here is day 2. And I'll just go and get more popsicle sticks. Yeah, there. I'm just going to add more popsicle sticks to this here. That way it keeps up. And what I want to do, I want to label them. So I'm going to need some tape. So this is, okay, this is number 1, and this will be day 2. This will be number 2. Okay, tomorrow when the chicks come, this is the first feed they're going to get, that, and I'm going to give them some of the greens, and I'm going to show you the greens now. You're not going to believe them. They've just gone absolutely crazy. And we'll let you know how much food they're going to eat in 24 hours and see how much we're going to cut this back because I just can't see it. But they're going to be some happy birds. And I just wanted to say too, folks, I mean, this could look like a little bit of work, but really, how hard was that? What did it take me, a whole 15 seconds to dump the seed in, add some water, put them in here, put them on the shelf, that's it. Then all I'm going to do is take it and feed the chicks when they get here. But in the end, remember, who's eating this? We're eating it in the end. So if this is more healthy for the birds, guess what? It's more healthy for us. So I can't stress enough. This little step here, financially and health-wise, can't beat it. I'm telling you, I wouldn't not do it. It's so, so worth it. The benefits of it, I just can't say enough about the benefits of it. I can't. From what I've learned, it's the only way to go, is to wet their food. And speaking of food, let's go and look at those greens for them. All these chicks, they're going to love this lettuce tomorrow. There's some parsley that I have. Look at those greens. Look at those greens. I just can't get over that. That's the lettuce. And you're going to see there's spinach coming through too. So there you go. There's the lettuce. Look at that. And there's the spinach coming through. Yep. But we haven't seen anything happening in here yet. I checked again today. Nothing there, folks. Not yet. No green coming. So it just takes a little longer for that, I guess. And this here, I'm going to tell you a little story about this. I heard that you can take onions like that, cut the green tops off, which I do, I always do, and put them in my salads. But then you can put them in a glass of water like this, a little bit of water, and the greens will grow back. Well, you're not going to believe it. It's true. I saw these onions on. They were on 50% off. They were kind of ragged looking at the grocery store, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this. Well, I am not kidding you. I wish I'd have showed you yesterday, but I didn't have the opportunity. Those greens were as long as they were when I bought them, and I recut them yesterday and made a salad yesterday and put them in it. Now, the only thing I noticed is these roots are getting really, really long. So I don't know if you plant them in the dirt, but I'm sure you can. It wouldn't hurt none. But what I will tell you, if you like the greens off those onions, the next time you buy them, use them up, throw them in some water, and you'll use them again. Now, I've put them back in water just to see if they're going to continue to grow. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm telling you, it really does work. Those things yesterday were, I'll bet you, 8 inches tall. 8 inches, like they were way, way up here. So I cut them off, put them in the salad, and threw them back in this jar, in this glass. See what happens. Now, the only thing I do is every day, I dump the water, I rinse off the roots, and I give them fresh water every day. But, hey, growing like weeds, whatever, I'm in. I'll give it a go. Take one more look at that garden. The chicks' garden, that's the lettuce. Oh, they're going to love it. And plus, what I'm going to do, by feeding them some of these, it's going to thin out the lettuce, which means the other ones that are left are going to grow taller. So I'm going to continue to feed them, and we should get some pretty big lettuce leaves out of this, folks. That's what I'm assuming. But we'll see. And if we do, well, there you go. Regenerative apartment farming 101. How to grow a salad in your kitchen, and it works. And remember, folks, I only get afternoon sun here. Now, it is 4 o'clock here right now. That sun hit this window about an hour ago, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's only going to stay here till 6:30. That's all the sun I get. So all day, these plants are not in the sun. But look at them. Look how well they're doing. That one, I can't get over that one too. Those spinach coming through. Yep, there they come. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the garden for the baby chicks. Tomorrow's the day we go to get the 5 chicks. And a couple things I just wanted to leave you with. Before we pick them up, it's not unusual that we can lose some chicks. Okay, not unusual. Now, we're only getting 5, so I'm hoping we don't lose more than half. And I certainly hope we don't lose them all, because if we did, show's over. Don't want that. So, but if we do lose any after we bring them home, it's not unusual. I'm not going to be surprised, okay? It's just part of nature, part of life. It's just what happens. Okay, so we're not looking for that. We're hoping it doesn't happen. But let's be realistic. Anything is possible, okay? So just keep that in mind. Anything could happen. I forgot to talk about their water. Okay, hold on. Let me just grab their water. Okay, remember the water I found blowing down the road? Here it is. Anyway, it's been all cleaned out. We're going to put, as Justin calls it, the magic water in here. Okay, remember that? It's garlic, honey, and apple cider vinegar. So I'll be mixing that up tomorrow morning before we go and get the chicks. But when we get back, it'll be room temperature. I won't have it cold, because when they come in, we're going to have some little rocks in here, and I'm going to introduce them to their water first thing, and their food, and then I'm going to show them where their little warm brooder is, because I want to get under there and stay warm. And today, folks, the weather is beautiful here, okay? Remember, I'm in Canada. We're on Celsius, so it's like 11 today, which is, I don't know, 45, 50 maybe. It's nice and warm, but tomorrow, heard it's going down to 4. We might have some flurries, but the joys of living in Canada. We're used to it this time of year, just flip-flops. Now, another thing I wanted to tell you. They say, don't name your animals. You shouldn't name your animals if they're for food. Well, I don't agree. But the names I did choose for them, which I did, we picked 5 names, the names I chose for them will always remind me of who they really are. So are you ready? This is who's coming tomorrow. We've got chicken wings, we've got chicken chowder, we've got chicken enchilada, we've got chicken pot pie, and we've got chicken nugget. Yeah, so we've got chowder, wings, pot pie, enchilada, and nuggets. They're coming tomorrow. Yep, those are their names. So that will help me remember who they are, okay? That's the deal. Because these aren't layer birds, these are meat birds. And remember, we get them April 21st. We're going to be processing them around June the 2nd, 8 weeks, and they're ready to eat. So we'll remember who they are. Chowder, wings, pot pie, enchilada, and nuggets. Okay, folks, I'm going to leave this now, and you'll be with us tomorrow as we head out on the highway to go and get the chickens. Oh, and don't forget, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, touch that like, and don't forget, ding that bell, okay? So next time we come back, you'll be here with us. So we'll see you tomorrow, folks. Bye-bye.